What's up, guys? Ron the Black Redneck here, and today we're gonna do some work on Saturday and harvest some cilantro, some lettuce, move a couple squash plants again to set up a new bed, and plant some cloned tomato. And I'm gonna show you how I did that. Oh, and right here is some radish that needs to be harvested also. So I'm just showing what I have growing. That's the squash bed from last video. More of those will need to be moved. You can just clip them and kill them, but I don't like doing that. Here is my spinach that has went to seed. I'm going to harvest some of that also, and my kale that's also went to seed. I'm going to harvest some of the plants and the seeds later on when they're ready. This is where I have some romaine growing. This is a random tomato plant that I dropped the seed and it just grew where it was, so that's cool. Sometimes accidents happen. And down here is my little container setup. See a bunch of green onion and stuff just starting off, which can't even tell what it is yet. And these were the squash from last video. They're doing pretty well, mulched on top of. Here's my tomato that's growing well, that I took 4 clippings off to clone and planted them just in water that had a little bit of coffee grinds in it. And as you can see, when you put them in water, roots will sprout. That's what you want. This took about 10 days, I believe, to get to this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant these today and get them into a bed so they can grow properly, and we'll get some nice tomatoes soon after the other plant, which means I'm not getting everything at the same time. This is right next to the squash bed from the last video. It's my other large bed between the kale and spinach. And you can see I got a little bit of space here. Some more lettuce. Like I said, I like to plant pretty tightly, so I see space for 4 tomato plants to fit in here. 2 here and 2 up top. In here, I take them from the bottles, pierce through the lasagna layer of mulch, garden soil, maybe some manure at the bottom that has composted over the past year, and just install them and compact the soil just a bit to give them support so they don't blow over. And as they get taller, I will use some type of trellis setup, maybe string or a better support just to keep them up because it gets windy sometimes around here. Same on this side. Now in this small bed, I've decided to dump some composted leaf mold as a base just to install 2 of the squash plants. As I said, to try to thin out that bed a bit. I'm just going to break some of this up to get ready to install the plants. And you can see there will be some fuller, large leaves that didn't compost, and you just shove them away. Move the little twigs and stuff. Just trying to clean it up a bit. It's fine if it's a big mound. Push it down and compact it a bit. Break it up. When you water things and install a bed like this, it will always sink down a bit. And it's not going to be as full of air as it is when you just dump it like this. Here I'm just making space for the 2 squash plants. Only going to put 2 here. This bed is very small. I mean, it may be 3 feet across, maybe 3.5. Only about 2 feet wide. It was just a small piece of wood that I found that, like I said, I'll turn anything into a bed. Just free material. I think this was a frame from a movie set or something like that that I got at work. Just like the last video, dig around, try not to disturb the roots too much. This is about 2 weeks later, and as you can see, the squash has grown a bit significantly. And I'm just going to take 2 of them and move them over. I will probably take more from this bed in another video later on, again just to thin them out. and give them proper space. And so this is where the squash ended up, in the small bed that they will cover when they're fully grown, because the leaves get huge. Just added some dirt, which I'll probably plant something small there, some arugula maybe, lettuce, I'm not sure. These are 2 more beds. That one in the middle I haven't even done anything with yet. These are my other beds that are up to a slow start because of the chilly spring that we had. That's fine. 2 tomato plants that are on their way up. And back here we have another bean in the back bed. That's some eggplant back there with more beans. So once it gets warm, that stuff will sprout up fast. And these are romaine lettuce heads that were planted at the end of last summer, sprouted up in the spring since it was chilly. They loved that. And all the way back there I have 4 55-gallon drums that will turn into rain barrels when I set them up. So this was a good day. Got a lot of work done, and I'll make a salad afterwards. Thanks for watching. And I just received new microphones yesterday, so hopefully I'll be able to pump out videos faster.